what I was just talking about is basically the situation that went down. I met these two, like, okay, so walked my friend to work. Okay, we bumped into two people that we already knew, which the two people make me uncomfortable because, not just because of the situation, like I've known the one kid before and he always made me uncomfortable before, but basically, okay, so we bumped into these two kids. Well, me and my friend had slept over at their house a while ago, which is, again, this chunk is actually why I had told my friend that I kind of wanted to kill myself because of him. Well, not just because of him, but because of, like, the feelings and the uncomfortable and the anxiety that I got from a situation that involved him, I guess, is how I would put that. Anyways, basically, recap here is, okay, so these two kids we bumped into, I slept over at their house with my friends. And I'm just going to call him K, because... okay, so I slept over at these kids' house. This kid, C and T. Me and Kay slept over at their house. And it was basically like, I was led to an unknown house with an unknown amount of guys or people or whatever, right? And my friend Kay had made a rape jokes while we were walking through a dark and creepy, like, path through behind a school. Right? On the way to this house. So we get to this house, and there's, like, 4 guys there, and I am the only, like, guy, but I have a vagina, so I'm the only one there with a vagina. Okay, you know, and obviously, you know, the whole mentality is like, oh yeah, you can rape things with vaginas. I mean, you can rape things with penises too, but you know what I mean, like, the people who, basically, not a really good combination. That's what I'm trying to say here. So, okay, so I'm terrified as fuck. And I'm in this house, and there's, like, at one point there were 6 guys. 6 fucking guys in that house. And again, by the way, none of them think of me as a guy. None of them think of me whatever, because they all use she pronouns and whatever, and literally half the night was just the creepiest, like, okay, when I am nervous and scared, I get rowdy. Okay, so I try my best to shut it all off, and I try my best to act like I don't care, but that is when I'm the scaredest, or whatever, like, I am the most terrified, okay, is when I get, like, rowdy, because I'm trying to convince my own self to just don't care, just go with it, just don't even give a crap, but I'm actually terrified and, like, freaking out. Okay, so basically, it was literally, like, I did not know what to do. I'm panicking, freaking out. All of them were making, like, creepy-ass sex jokes. I mean, the one kid, T, and the other kid, like, C, were basically, like, being real fucking creepy. Like, T always has boob jokes, or, like, just being, like, creepy as fuck. And then, oh, fuck, I don't even know. Okay, so, it was, like, we went on Omegle, and, like, cause I don't even know, like, I was just fucking, at first it was kind of, like, decently alright, and we were just, like, goofing off, and then they watched a YouTube video of, like, some black guy making fun of the chick with the big boobs who talks about dogs that don't have souls, or brains or something, and then, so, on the video, they went on Omegle, and then my friend Kay was like, hey, I don't know what Omegle is, or something like that, I've never been on there, and we were like, whoa, hey, let's go on Omegle. So, you know, it wasn't too bad. But every time, like, guys would show up or whatever, fucking T, he would be like, hey, show them your titties, or let's see your titties, or fucking thing, and I was just like, are you fucking, like, fuck off me, like, just fuck off. And me being like, right, it was just it was a wreck, and it was bad, and I was so fucking, like, I was honestly actually, like, terrified. But I stuck to my friend Kay's side the whole time, like, because he was the only one who actually made me feel safe, even though the whole thing was just fucking ridiculous. Anyways, so I get really rowdy, and every time something would happen, and I'd be like, haha, tits or GTFO, right, like, to the people on Omegle that we were talking to, which was really funny. I actually got some dude to take off his shirt and, like, flashes his nipples. It was great. And, but my, like, that T kept making, like, fucking vagina jokes, dick jokes, I don't even know, he was just being, like, super fucking creepy. He actually followed me, like, okay, so I had to go to the washroom, and I'm glad I locked the door, because while they were on the computer, someone on the computer was like, haha, show us your tits, or something along those lines, or someone on the computer was like, hey, you should get your friend to, like, flash me, or something. So he actually walked over to the bathroom with his computer, and, like, almost opened the fucking door, because he was like, oh yeah, the guy on the computer wants to see your tits, and I was like, fuck off, mate. Like, I was literally like, fucking get out of here. Get out of my face. Like, I was like, haha, you're funny, huh? Right? No, it was so fucking creepy. like I get a little like rowdy or whatever, and so I was like joking around. I was wearing boxers, so I was like joking around, and I was like, wow, I just want to fucking take off my pants, I'm getting really warm. And then the one kid was like, here, let me help, and he like undid my belt, and I was like, you might as well just fucking pull off my pants or whatever. Like, I mean, I just, because I'm trying to convince myself, like, I don't care. Whatever happens, like, I don't care. Because I have been programmed my whole life to be a victim, especially by my own family, especially by my mother. I've been programmed to be a fucking victim and to allow myself to be a victim. So my anxiety and my panicking and all that shit, like, it's really bad, you know. And so this is why I was basically like, holy shit, like, I've just had enough, and I was freaking out, and I'm just like, all my emotions and all my, like, my brain and everything just spinning around in a fucking circle. Like, I was just ready to just fucking, like, just drop myself off the fucking earth, right? And I tried to explain this to my friend, and he didn't let me explain it to him. So basically the only thing I got out was like, hey, you kind of make me want to kill myself. And that's not what I meant at all. I didn't mean to actually make it, you know, but it's just like the situations revolving around him have made me, like, put me to that point. And so he pretty much just fucking was like, wow, take it back. Like, you're making me feel bad. And I'm like, you're not, you know what I mean? So I feel like he's being an asshole, and that's actually probably why he's ignoring me. But anyway, so yeah, all of that aside, that's actually one of the situations. But back to the original main track story was after, yeah, so we bumped into these people at his work. And, so I was like, okay, well, bye, like, go to work or whatever. And then the one kid pops out the door, and he was just like, oh, hey, are you walking home? Like, why don't you wait around a bit? Like, I'll walk home with you. And me being pretty oblivious most of the time, I'm just like, okay, like, I don't want to walk home alone, because it's scary. And so, I ended up hanging out with him. It was pretty, like, yeah, it was fine. And so, we ended up, like, walking down to the Walmart, and